What's going on, everybody? What's good, everybody? Good morning. Today is Friday, August 5th, 2016. Welcome to another episode of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show Morning Edition. It's about 10 after 6 Central Daylight Time here in Chicagoland. I'm your host, Leon Jones. You can catch me every Saturday from 12 to 2 on Blog Talk Radio. This week's topic, we're going to talk about appearance and how people view you. We're going to be dealing with the stereotypes. You can call in 215-383-5785. 215-383-5785. I'm going to hop on this topic, try to make a short video. I was requested by one of my League of Dads brothers to go ahead and talk about interracial dating. Do I approve of it? Well, here's my suggestion on interracial dating. You have to apply the same principles when you're dealing with interracial dating as you do when you're dating someone of your own race. Now, there are some constraints that you must understand as well. Okay, I'm just going to take black on white because there's this term out here called swirling, which for the most part, we talk about black women doing it, black men do it as well. So, what are the constraints that I want to talk about within interracial dating? Number one, it's two different cultures. Number two, you have to look at the associations of the person, and I'm talking about black on white, because you're going to have some black men and women's families and the white men and women's families who are traditionally opposed to interracial dating. That could be a problem. I mean, it's already enough pressure that we as black men have to focus dating our own women. So when you're trying to date somebody from another race, they hit stereotypes about you, you're already going down the wrong road. Now, can interracial dating work? Yes. When you're dating somebody from another race, you have to be clear about what you stand for. You have to let them know. Let's say I am looking for a white woman. When I'm seeking a white woman, I want a white woman. You have a number of white women out here, when they date black men, they try to act like black women, the ghetto black women. You know, they get the hairstyles. They try to listen to R&B music. They try to hang around the ghetto. Utilize the same language as the ghetto black woman. Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just go get a black woman. But keep in mind, when you're dealing with a Caucasian woman, you see how she is. See if she has an attitude. See if she's selfish. See what she's bringing to the table. And what her real motivation is. One of the problems I find with the interracial concepts is most of these interracial relationships, let me back up, not saying most, but a number of them, a percentage of them, they're based off of myths and stereotypes. Black man's got a big penis, black man is this. You have to ask her that. Well, do you want me because of the stereotype of having a big penis, or do you want me as a man? You have to see if she's materialistic. And white women are the most materialistic women out there. Now, at least what you get with a black woman, she's going to let you know what her attitude. But white women are a little sneaky about their attitudes and their materialism. If you go to court in a divorce case with a white woman, you're giving away a hell of a lot more than you do with a black woman. I mean, you look at people like Heidi Klum, who was, I mean, these are top of the line white women. Married to Seal. Look at Tiger Woods. I mean, they're trying to take everything you want. So you have to be aware of that too. Also, you got to be aware of, let's say you and this white woman are going out and you have sex. And you decide you don't like her anymore. Do you know she can come back 2 weeks later and say you raped her? Yes, it has to be proven. But even if she said you raped her, you can still go to jail, even if it's false, and there won't be any repercussions. So you still have to look at where her priorities are. And is she going to put you first? See, when you look on the online dating sites with a number of white women, you might say, well, I'm looking for black men. You got to ask a question, well, why are you looking for a black man? To me, in some instances, if she just wants black men, she's probably been with a number of black men for the curiosity. Because I wouldn't put anything in my profile that says I only want a white woman. No. I love my race first. When it comes to putting any woman on a pedestal, I'm put a decent black woman on a pedestal. Because that's where I came from. And that's what I am. I am black. With interracial dating, you also have to do, I call it my reference checks. What kind of material does this woman read? If she's reading gossip magazines, Mademoiselle, Cosmopolitan, Vogue, red flag right there, she's going to believe it. Because some of you white women are very ditzy out there. And that's the other side of the attitude that the black woman has. I can deal with that. But the ditziness and her whining and crying, some of them act like babies as well. You have to be able to come to the table with a conversation. If she's constantly talking about her kids, her family being number one, and I'm talking about some of the older white women because I see this with white women's profiles, and there's more white women on the dating sites than black women. That's why that statistic that black women are the least dated on online dating, there's not a lot of them there, so I would have to rebut that statistic. I mean, all black women got to do is keep the melanin up, keep the attitude in check. Hey, we'll take you. Even if you're fat, we'll take you. As long as you're able to provide us with a peaceful environment. But for my brother Matt Coley, who requested this video, if you think about dating a white woman, don't worship a white woman. And I tell you sisters too, if you're going to interracially date, don't make the white man God, okay? That's the worst thing you could do. We've already gone through our problems, especially your sisters out there. Let's go all the way back to slavery and what they did. They just took you because they believed that they could take you because of their power. And some of you believe that. That's like the Stockholm Syndrome, and you defend the white. Now, I know why you do it. Because you get your lifestyle, you get your jobs. I understand why you do it. But let me tell you something. when you start thinking that this other race is superior, this is where we have the clash between each other. Because if we use the term swirling or interracial dating, black men, you're just as guilty of it. You are just as guilty of it. And I want you to know that you must understand the situation at hand before you date anybody, whether it's interracial or whether it's homogeneous. Know where you're going to fit. Remember, when I apply the MEAT formula, which stands for money, energy, emotions, and time, that's where you can find out if a relationship is going to work. Is she wasting your time? Is she worth your time? Who is she associating with as well? Is she embarrassed to be out in public with you? Because you have some women who are Caucasian, who are Asian. Again, what's her family say about you? Because you know she's always going to be on the side of her family. If you're going to date interracially, you definitely have to have your money right. Unfortunately, dating American women today, it's a commodity. For the bidder, which is you, and even somebody else who has more money. And that's really the big problem with dating. Men and women are too superficial about it. So interracial dating is not going to solve your problem. Well, you learn about another culture. But you also have to check out, does she have an Instagram page? And what's she posting on the Instagram page? Does she have a lot of male friends? And I would stay away from any female who has a lot of male friends, because she keeps the male friends in her circle so she can get what her man isn't giving her. And it's monetary and other materials for the most part. Guys, we don't look at a female as a friend. We're looking at her in our mind. We want to take her to bed. We want to see her naked. That's the truth. And if you're going to date interracially, you have to be 100% knowledgeable of yourself. You got to ask the who, what, when, why, where, and hows. You got to check out the situation. Is it worth it? Are you going to benefit? What's the benefit cost ratio? What is she going to add to the table? Because you have some white women out here who are curious about you. They'll go into their trends where they want a black man, and they don't want him anymore. See what she has to operate. See what's upstairs in her head. See if she wants you for you or for your money. I don't have a problem with interracial dating. But the concepts must be applied, and then you have to go further in depth with the constraints. Again, I'm going to review them. What is she bringing to the table? Why is she interested in you as a black man? Is it for the stereotype and the myth? Or does she really want a black man? If she has in a dating profile, or she tells you, I date black men and black men only, you have to ask her that. Now, it could be a preference, or it could be a phase. I'm skeptical about that. I am. I'm not going to say I just want white women to appease her. No, because first and foremost, I want a black woman. And if I had to go interracial, I'm going to date somebody, for the most part, with some ethnicity, like a Puerto Rican woman, because that's closer to black. And going back to the interracial dating, you have to ask this woman, does she know anything about politics, economics? Where she sit with issues on feminism? See, one of the things we don't talk about when it comes to dealing with women is who they really are. We'll sit at the table and let them blab. Let them blab. Talk on the phone to them first, because we don't have time for a lot of blabbing. We want you to talk, but then we want to see what you can put in action. And we don't want to hear, well, I'll try to. No, when you have to try to do something, you're not the person, because that means you're unsure. And you have to make sure this woman is not wishy-washy. So regardless of who you date, you have to apply the same concepts. And you have to keep your focus. You have to know your worth, because she isn't going to care about your worth, because she's only thinking about what she can get from you so her life could be better. And you have a number of white women on welfare as well. So do not put all your stock in a white woman or Hispanic woman. If you're going to interracially date, check out the constraints that go with interracial dating. See if this woman is somebody that you want to go out with. Ask around. Again, look at the information. Look at her Facebook page. Look at her Instagram. Look at what she's reading. See if she watches a lot of TV, because women get a lot of their influence from television. And they believe what they see on television. That's black women, white women, Hispanic women, because it makes them feel good. But most of all, see if you can have a conversation. See where their head is. See if they're traditional or secular. And it's great that she might have a degree and a job, but that doesn't impress us. See, we're not looking for a woman as a way to come up. We can go out and make our own money. That's why I say, men, have your money right. And guys, last thing. If you're going to get with a woman of another race, particularly in America, follow suit, protect yourself. If you're going to have sex with her, don't move in with her. Okay? Also look at, does she have kids? Look at her living situation. You have some broke white chicks out here too. And if you want some serious analysis on that, take a camera. You can film it. Go into Walmart. Oh yeah, they have funny color hair as well and tattoos, so don't get it twisted. Don't make it out like the black woman is the one who's got the attitude and the color hair. And the kids out of wedlock. Well, you got a number of white women who do too. It just depends on where you go. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this video up. I thank you for listening to this version of 411 Talk Zone Radio. Again, you can catch me every Saturday from 12 to 2. Brother Matt, I hope I answered your question on interracial dating. Just follow the principles, the meat principles: money, energy, emotion, and time. Those are 4 principles that make up dating. And when they're broken, you have a situation that's not going to be promising at all. But don't let it get you down. Get right back up and find the right person. It takes work, folks. But if you know who you are, you know your worth, or what you're worth. You can find a decent person interracially as well. Always remember, be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. The sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. Have a good morning, folks, and I'm out.